That's The Game right there on the Big J Show on Hot 101.9. Speaking of The Game, right now we are joined by The Game, and it's like true hip-hop fashion. He brought a posse along. We got The Game, we got Chris, the producer of the show, we got Tiffany. Good morning to all of you this morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Look at that. I love all the voices there. Last time we talked to you, Game, I've got beef here. I love beefing with a real hip-hop guy because it makes me feel like I'm tough. We were discussing your new record label, and you said you were going to call it Big J Records after me since we grew up together, according to you, and now turns out you have the new record label, but you changed the name without consulting with me.
Yeah,
or me either, for that matter.
Guess what? I got beef with you, Big J.
Oh,
because I was gonna name my record label Big J Records, and you got me a cease and desist letter from Clive Davis's attorneys about J Records. They said I couldn't be a Big J, I couldn't use Little J, I couldn't use Mini J or any J, and so yeah, when I come to Montana, you already know. I'm bringing French with me, and we beating you up.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited to get beat up by The Game. I feel like I'm part of the mix now. I love it. Well, you want to know what's the craziest thing here? I don't know if you even know. I'm sure you know because The Game knows everything. But we were doing our research for this interview here and looking at the stuff Chris did. Did you know Chris is worth like 3 times more than all of you?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Chris is worth it. Every other week I hear about Chris buying a new house and a new place where the ocean is his backyard. So,
exactly. Yeah. Chris has produced every single reality show since the history of television, and you're one of those guys, Chris, that kind of goes, your name's on the end of the show. Nobody really knows who you are unless they know you, but then you get to buy new houses by the beach every week. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. No, I like keeping under the radar here.
I like that. That's
like Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good gig to just kind of...
Charlie and all of us are the angels.
Yeah, you guys are just Chris's angels. I love it. Well, Chris, kind of the new thing is, you got T.I. and Tiny, which is premiering tonight as well, right before Marrying the Game, which is what we need to check out tonight. But is this your new thing, like the kind of the hip-hop themed reality shows? Is that the new thing, or do you just produce anything?
No, I definitely, hip-hop is something that I'm very passionate about. I grew up listening to hip-hop. I grew up in Southern California, and so, having to listen to East Coast rap for a long time, and then now I get an opportunity to work with The Game, West Coast rapper. It's been extraordinary. Now, I love hip-hop, and I think I have found a way to tell their story. It's different. The hip-hop artist is a very kind of unique animal. It's like it's a very unique lifestyle, subculture, and I think I've just been fortunate enough to figure out how to tell their story. And these guys are just honest and raw, and sometimes, as you heard from Game when he showed up in Montana, sometimes very scary.
Yeah,
I learned the meaning of the word corny from these guys. It's like, don't put anything corny on television.
Yeah,
no, we're not doing no corny TV, man.
That's the truth. But that's what a lot of people don't know about you. They hear you now, Game, and you're a fun dude, you're a funny guy, you're a down-to-earth guy that's still, you're hustling, you're making your money, but they don't realize that you're a true hip-hop dude. Your upbringing, straight up, Bloods and Crips, family members being shot, sexual abuse. Your whole growing up and childhood was about as rough as it gets, and now people forget that almost, and you come across as, because you're so normal and well-adjusted, like, what do you think happened in your life that allowed you to go through all that horrible trauma as a kid and a young person and grow up to be, a normal mogul now? How'd that work out?
It definitely walked into a hotel party and met Tiffany. That was the single moment that changed and saved my life. I really, if I can be myself and just speak honestly, I definitely think without meeting her, in early 2004, that I would probably be dead or somewhere in a box by now, because I was just on a warpath. Even hip hop couldn't save me, and the early stage of my career, I was just already set in that Compton mind state, and I was gangbanging at an all-time high, and I had a lot of vengeance in my heart, and a lot of wanting just revenge on the world every day. Every day I woke up since, my brother passed and some of my friends got killed. And it's funny because now I'm mentoring kids that are trapped in that same sort of mind state and trying to get them to see a way out of it. They're expecting me to be the game of old, but I'm just not that person anymore, man. And it's all, all praises and all thanks is due to the mother of my kids, man, who's right here on the phone, because without her, man, I would definitely be no more.
That's awesome. Well, before we move on, I got some questions for Tiffany here, but before we go on to Tiffany real quick, I want to ask, you mentioned mentoring young people. Here in Montana, we've got our cities growing rapidly here in Billings, and, so of course bringing in some, rough elements and stuff, the gang lifestyle coming up a little bit more here in Billings than we've ever seen it before. What would you say to those young people that are out there now thinking that that's the way to get it? That's the way to, run your life, is by being a part of a gang, by, violence, hustling, things like that, the negative style of hustling. What advice do you have for people like that? Because it seems like your life is going much better now than it was back when you were, doing all the gang stuff.
You know what, man? I'm going to just tell you, plain and simple, man. The way that these kids are coming up, if they think that the streets and gangbanging is the way, that's the way to get your favorite. That's the way to get your mother's favorite picture of you on a piece of paper with a bunch of people saying how much they miss you. It's called an obituary. Once you're dead, you're not coming back. Your friends, they're going to cry, and everybody's going to cry for about a week or two, and then everybody's back on Instagram. And you definitely going to get you some likes on Instagram, the obituary, when you're dead. So, I mean, just keep, it's simple as that. Keep it up. You're probably going to get shot in the face or the chest, and you're going to be dead. It's that simple.
That's true, and that's the best way to put it. I mean, coming from somebody who's lived it. And now, Tiffany, I want to know from you: is it tough, falling in love with somebody like the game? Is the lifestyle hard to deal with? Is he seems like such a sweet guy, but I mean, there's got to be a little bit of rough edge there still from his lifestyle. Was it rough for you at first with the game, or has it always been roses and puppy dogs?
No roses and puppy dogs, but at the end of the day, it's really been worth it to have someone like Jay in my life that's been here to support me and support our kids and really turn his life around to be a family man and to be the person that he is today. It hasn't been all puppy dogs and roses. It has been tough, but I think overall it's definitely been worth it.
That's awesome. I mean, that's so good to hear. That you guys have something good going. It's so fun to watch. People if you haven't checked out the show yet, I'm sure people are listening right now. A lot of people saying nice things about both of you. If you love, what the game's saying and you want to know more about his life, kind of see what it's all about, you've got to check out the show, Marrying the Game, premiering Season 2. They made it. Season 1's done. Moving on to Season 2 tonight on VH1, right after T.I. and Tiny. Are you friends with T.I. Game? Do you guys roll together at all, work together, hang out?
T.I. is one of my best friends in music and outside of music, and it's funny having the shows back to back like that because we with the same producer and everything. We talk about our shows before they air, man, and he's talking about Tiny, and I'm nagging about Tiff, and then you talk to Tiny and she telling you about T.I. But at the end of the day, man, we got shows on VH1 about our families, man, and they're not, violent shows or anything that's, doing anything wrong or ratchet. It's good American family life, man. It's the Black Cosby's twice back-to-back on Monday night, man, and we here.
I love it. Black Cosby's back-to-back. Monday night, VH1, Season 2, premiering and Marrying the Game. You got to check that out tonight. And Chris, I got to ask you before we go, what's next? I mean, we of course, T.I. and Tiny and Marrying the Game tonight, but what else are you working on? Anything else we need to look forward to?
No, I mean, we have a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, soon to be released, but we're very excited about tonight. I mean, it's a big night for us. I mean, it's like, I think what Game said it best. It's to have two shows on back to back and two obviously iconic hip hop artists, and it's very true. We've connected. We've had to call Tip sometimes for advice on Game and vice versa on getting these guys together. But no, very, very excited about tonight. It's a really big night on VH1 tonight, and so thank you so much, and please stay tuned.
Hey, definitely. We will, and we'll also stay tuned from that new reality show you're working on about a overweight white DJ from Montana, the Big J Show reality show. With guest appearances from the Game and Tiffany. I'm sure we'll have a scene where we sit on the beach.
We can work on it. We can make that happen.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, tonight we'll check that out first. T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle, starting it all off off, and then right after that, we'll check out our man, The Game, and Tiffany, the very lovely Tiffany and their family on Marrying the Game tonight on VH1. Make sure you check that out, 7:30 here in Billings. Thank you so much to The Game, to Tiffany, and to Chris. Thank you guys for joining us. You're awesome as usual, and hopefully the show is just as big this season as it was last. Best of luck to all you guys, and thanks so much for taking the time.
Hey, Big J, before we go, Big J, I don't like to leave, I don't like to, walk away from things not knowing, how it is. I don't want to come to Montana and get jumped by your posse. So we square, we got beef or what?
I can officially say, Game, we are totally square. You and I, we need to do a track together sometime soon to really make it official, but as of right now, we're square.
All right, cool. Looking forward to the track.
All right.
I'll produce it.
You guys are great. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.